To whom it may concern at the New South Wales government, it's come to my attention recently that consistently you have ignored legal advice on how to improve roads. You've taken public submissions before and you've failed to handle, first of all, some of the tort laws involved with injuring the side of the road. First of all, if you want to improve things, you should be listening to the New South Wales Law Society on how to improve the roads. You should remove some of these draconian laws you have applied that have forced individuals onto ridiculous levels of insurance that have skyrocketed despite the distinct promise you made under the Bob Carr government that this would not take place. Your failure has cost the New South Wales state a great deal of money. Your reliance on the private sector to handle the application of tolls has left us in a financial lurch unlike any other. The global credit crisis would have been bad for the roads, but considering the way you handled your spending of roads, you have only yourself to blame. Furthermore, one of the biggest problems you have is the exploitation of the police force on the roads. You constantly use the police force as a way to sledge up your approval ratings, constantly declaring blitzes. You haven't been effective at all. If you want to tackle the problem of drink driving, there are several other ways. Yes, the numbers are lower, and for that, I think many people are grateful. But you need to help promote properly against the use of alcohol, in this case, attacking alcohol advertising. Petrol is not under your responsibility. Realistically speaking, what can you do? You can't slash the tax on it, that would be bad finances. But you could start investing into a larger fund to help cut down on business fuel transport, which would lower the prices of groceries. That would be something effective for the state at large. Plus, you could be looking into special alternative taxes on fuel research. By dumping money into alternative fuels, encouraging corporations to go onto it, not only will you lower the cost of groceries, but through this you'll also loosen up the amount of fuel that's needed on the public roads. The reality is also that the merit system needs some revisions as well. Simply put, the fines are disproportionate from the points that are being done, and you should be looking into road education. I would suggest that every 5 years someone should have to retest for their license and go through an educational process to prove they have the discretion to handle their time on the road. Finally, public transport in itself is too inaccessible on the roads. Let's face it, you have nowhere to put your buses. And realistically speaking, with so much people relying on private transport, you never will, especially with the city. What I would suggest is an international competition to help redesign a whole new public transport lane system. Alternatively, you could also look at the English system of using larger parking spots outside of the city and maybe falling back to trams once again. Your school zone safety has been remarkable. Yes, there's been some problems before, and I have no doubt that you've continually used speed cameras to maybe prop up your budget. But please, make sure all school zones are given those flashing lights, not just for the good of drivers, but also for road safety. Thank you for listening to my message, and remember, if roads are to improve, it has to be for the benefit of the people and not just for yourselves exclusively to get votes. You failed the state many times, but you need to show true integrity and leadership if you expect to get reelected. Thank you.